Well, thank you for coming out. Now, today, don't think this presentation just limited to you, what is in for you, whether if you get into love relationship, whether how it will help you. Don't limit to yourself. Think globally, like you are the future leader of this world. You are the movers and shakers. You will be in few years. And what kind of world you want to live it for the future. Our generation, uh, last 50, 70 years, there are a lot of progress has been made. And like now this pluralism is a very, to show and tell kind of that, yeah, now we are equal, we are respecting others, we are pluralists. I mean, it looks good when you are on interfaith circles and all that. But the question is, are we really a pluralist or it's just talking jargons? So what I'm telling in interfaith groups, the real challenge is, are we pluralists in interfaith marriage or not? Because that's a real test. It's a showcase. Can you show pluralism in marriage? Now, so we need to start with the terminology. What is pluralism? What in marriage means? Meaning, you should be able to share two faiths. I mean, you are marrying Hindu, marrying Christians, you Hindu marrying Muslims, or Jew marrying Muslim. You should be able to share two faiths, truly respect each other's beliefs and all that, and truly live with equality, something like 50-50, both of them. I mean, that's, if you are pluralist, that should be in interfaith marriage. And that's the title of my book. And the other extreme of this pluralism is the exclusivism. And exclusivists will tell you that there is only one God, and that is my God. And for this reason, you have to convert to my religion. Now, as I said, that we brought this world and we are proud of some new jargons, but how much we have, what status we have it today? Are we here or there? And where you want to take it? So think that way. So I'm raising the question, can a child be raised in two faiths? And now, we are all on this level ground in your college and all that, but still you live in a silo. You move with the like-minded people. You get the same WhatsApp messages from same like-minded people. And when you go back home, you are back in your own silo, same kind of comfort zones, parents, and eating the same thing, talking the same language. So we are together, but still we are in silos. So I'm glad you are in college, so that way you are little out of your silos, and now you are wondering that, wait, what is your faith? What do you do these things? Wow, we do these things. And so college is it's helping bridging silos, helping understanding people, and that may make that should make world better place to live for all. Now, if that's the case, then interfaith marriage even should help even more, because you marry from one silo to completely different silo, and now you live and breathe new culture. And you have 30 to 70 years, you are now in new culture, you have opportunity to change and explain the other culture. So ideally interfaith marriage should promote those understanding between people and help it. Is it really true? So I went on a search for truth. What is real truth? And so in 2006, I started working on it. I set up this web forum, interfaithsadi.org. It's a forum that let me consult some 1,200 youths around the world in interfaith relationships. And I tell you, what I have seen is absolutely exclusivism, very little of pluralism. And now I have summarized in my book here. Now, 38% of Hindus in America marry to Christian, Jews, and Muslim. I also did, these are my own survey, I also did and found that 45% of Muslims marry outside their faith. But the one difference, what I have seen, and that is majority of the Hindus will want to incorporate the other side's rituals, somewhat understandings, and willing to teach here, there. versus in case of Islam or Muslims, I don't have the numbers, but something like probably very high, like 80-90%, will want the other party to convert to Islam and start following 100% Islam and 0% the other faith. So again, if I go back to interfaith relationship, and if it is going to be only one-way flow, then my hope that the silos bridging and all that, what is it doing is it's just increasing one silo at the expense of other silos. And this kind of, if all faiths keeps on doing these things, I mean, it's just going to increase animosity between resentment for who are the loser one. So I mean, it's that's not going to really help increase the understanding, make this world more peaceful and all that. Now you may wonder that for you yourself, that you are, or your sons and daughters, that why I will ever get into love relations with Christian, Jews, Muslim. I mean, I'm a Hindu or that way. So let me explain you why, how the love progresses. You are taught that Iswar Allah Theronam, there is one God, we are pluralists, we are secular. So if that's given, then in college level you see everyone the same kind of people. And then you discuss there is one God, why to fight in name of God, which is true, why to fight in, and sometimes by love, by association, you are hiking, working together and get in love relationship with somebody with other relation. Now, but after years of romantic relationship, and then you hear at the end that, you know, just before the wedding that, no, now you have to convert. Now, what you don't realize the power of Abrahamic religious institutions. For example, it's this Maya who came to me and explained me, and it's summarized in my book, that Maya says that she is in love with a Christian boy. She's a Hindu. And she's very open-minded. She's willing to, both are willing to teach each other. The Christian guy does not want her to convert and all that. Well and good. But then later on, the Christian side boy says, you know, we want church wedding. And Maya says, okay, I want Hindu wedding. So it's equal. You have church wedding, Maya. But church says the Maya needs to get baptized and write a prenuptial agreement, a legal document, that she will have to children will be raised in Christian faith and baptized. So she did not like it, and she says, no, that's not what we've been dating for. That's not something it was not on the card. And why this church bring it? Now what church is saying, if Maya does not follow through, the church will take away the communal rights and the burial site of the Christian parents. So I mean, Christian parents wants to go in peace. They have their desire, and that's their traditions, and they have bought a peace. That's where they want to go, and one day they want to meet Jesus. So I mean, they have a life goal for themselves. But this Maya is, I mean, in a way, it's all fault of Maya, because of Maya now they cannot fulfill their life desire. So I mean, think what this 22 years old girl is going to do. I mean, she cannot go and explain to her parents that, look, this is going on, what should I do? Because they don't understand anything, because they're going to make the things worse anyway. So in that case, she gets completely trapped. She says, the church is holding her hostage, and what should I do? So what I'm saying, that let's take the control out of religious institutes and give the control to you adults, because you are mature, you are in love with whoever party, and you should make a decision, not some religious institute. So now this begs the question we are talking about, that and when you are in relationships or in terms of whether you can raise children in two faiths, question comes up, basic question comes up, who is God? Is God the Lord God, like Jewish says? Is the Jesus Son of God, like Christians would say? Allah God, Krishna God, who is God? Now, what is the name of God? For example, in Christianity, it's that's Abrahamic faith, because it's Abrahamic, and that's three sons, Christian, Jews, and Muslims. I mean, you may see simple way, that's where you can describe. These are all Jewish apostles, and Jewish were calling God Lord God. Then Jesus came, and they wanted Christianity. Christians start calling him Son of God. So naturally, God's name changed, and Christian always says it's Father God. So God's name now changed. Then Muhammad came and he says, no, God cannot have son, and he wrote, he summarized all those, what God told him in Quran, and he gave the name Allah. Now this same God, all three believes in same God, but the names are not interchangeable. And as a matter of fact, in Malaysia, Christians are banned from using the word Allah in their churches. There are many differences among different faiths and how you go to resolve it if you have to raise children in two faiths. For example, Abrahamic, as I said, three: Judaism, Christianity, Islam, versus Dharmic, Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism. Exclusivist faiths versus pluralism. Circumcision is required here, more or less, and not in this Dharmic faiths. Burial versus cremations, and Judgment Day, that one day, any day, maybe next hour or 10,000 years down the road, God is going to come back and will judge who is to go heaven and who is supposed to get to hell. While here it's a incarnation belief. So in these beliefs, I mean, basically I'm trying to, all the time says no two religions are same. So many Hindu parents tell their kids, oh, all religions are same, teaching the same thing. No, wrong. All are different. And one of the most concerning here for this discussion is the exclusivism. Because if you are exclusivist, then you cannot raise two children in two faiths. Which one you pick it? Now, who is exclusivist? Exclusivists will, as I said, that they will say that there is one God and that is my God. Christians will say only God, Jesus, will lead to salvation. No other way. Muslims will say all those non-believers in Allah and Quran and Muhammad's teachings will go to hell. Now, is it only limited to them? No. In Gita, Krishna says that you can pray to whoever gods, but ultimately it's going to come to me. So if you have a Christian spouse or intended spouse, if you are in love relation, they says, wait, I pray to Jesus in my church. It's not going to go to Krishna. Come on, give me a break. Now, problem is religion may say one thing, people do interpret in different contexts. Yeah, here the exclusivism is not limited to one religion. It could be in all religions, more in some, less in others. Now, there could be one scripture, but different places, different things are written. So, okay, can you read this next one? Okay, can you read loud and clear? Yep. This is the second commandment. Please read it.
I am the Lord your God. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself an idol, whether in the form of anything that is in heaven above, or that is on earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them or worship them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, punishing children for the iniquity of parents to the third and fourth generation of those who reject me.
Pretty serious message, right? That's the second commandment. You know 10 commandments. Yeah. Now, that's at one place. Somebody asked Jesus that, what is the second commandment? And Jesus says, love thy neighbor. So same Bible, one place it says these things, other place these things. Some Christians believe this message and they will be really nice to Hindu enlightenment, but the others will want completely eliminate your Hinduism. So that's the thing. Now, many times what happens that people pick and choose to their benefits from religious scriptures. For example, Quran. Quran 2:21 says that you shall not wed to a pagan woman unless they embrace the faith. A believing slave girl is better than an idolatress unless they please, though she may please you. So idolaters are, many Muslims consider Hindus as an idol worshipper. So Hindu girls or Hindu status is less than a slave girl as per this statement. And Hindu must convert to Islam according to Quran. Now further, let's say some Muslim is there, he says, I don't believe in this this kind of thing. I want to marry, like Saif Ali Khan married to Kareena Kapoor. And Kareena has not converted. So there are many Muslims may like that. But at the same token, it's a sort of a hanging sword. Because then Quran says 60:11, do not maintain your marriage with unbelieving woman. So if 10, 20, 30 years down the road in your married life, if that person at that time becomes the Quran believer, true believer, then your Hindu girl has only two options left. Get talaq or convert to Islam. Now, again, I have full respect for Islam. I mean, whatever they're teaching, they have rights to follow whatever Quranic teaching. I mean, so there should not be any harm. What problem I have is Quran also says 24:30 that lower your gaze, like Zakir Naik has beautifully described. When a boy or girl sees a party of others, other party, they're supposed to lower their gaze and walk away. No way to get into that is then you cannot get into a love relationship or romantic relationships. So Muslims in your colleges may be ignoring this 24:30, getting into romantic relationships for years, and then just before marriage or later on, they all of a sudden change their color and says, nope, now you convert because that's the requirement of Quran. So what was it here then all the years of dating? Was it a love jihad? So it remains questionable. So many times there may be certain one practice, rituals, things of doing, but different people interpret different way. And that's something when you are in interfaith marriage, you have to always struggle that, oh, I do this way, this is what it means. And for example, Hindus, they pray in mandir this way, and it's possible some Christian, Jews, Muslim may consider this as an idol worshipping because there are so many gods, and this is how can you have so many gods? Now Hindu may explain it this way that these are not the gods, but they are devis and devtas. That's a divine manifestations of the ultimate Nirankari, shapeless God, and this is just way of us seeing through the God, ultimate God. So that's way Hindu may describe, but the others may see that nope, this is idol worshipping as per the second commandment, and I cannot do your idol worshipping, otherwise my jealous God will punish me to 3 to 4 generations. Now, is this any different than what I see in Catholic Church? They have that 2 pieces of wood, and they do all those rituals. I mean, it's no difference than Mother Mary. And they do all those kind of rituals and make it holy. Quran have some black cube-shaped black color, and they move around. Even though God is there in all directions, up and down everywhere, but they just focus on the only God is in there. They pray only in the direction of Kaaba. So is this idol worshipping? Jewish has their own Jerusalem wall and praying to that. So point is, different people have different things, but when you are marrying to parties, somebody from other faith, they may start seeing your thing as a wrong, but my thing is right, and always will be a challenge. So what are the signs of exclusivism? If a Hindu in love relations with Christian, Jews, Muslims, and they says that, nope, you got to convert to my faith, and you cannot be what you are, yeah, that's exclusivism. For Abrahamic faiths, and to summarize very briefly, they have certain rituals, and this maybe as brace for Jewish, baptism that for Christians, and Sahadat, that's La ilaha illallah, means there is only one God. Muhammadur Rasulullah, Muhammad is the messenger of that God. So, as per the discussion of interfaith marriage with equality, I call these are the religious labels. That you have to you have to prove that you are with us or against us. And it's a black or white. There is nothing like gray. Are you Muslim or you are not Muslim? If Hindu is in relationship with them, why Hindu have to be BS? So I explain it this way, that first of all, if Christians will not do Sahadat and Muslims will not do praise, they will not accept that each other's label, even though they are saying they are praying to the same God. Why they expect Hindus to accept this religious label? Further, let's say you are in love relation with a Jewish person and they says no, 8-day circumcision of the Jewish our children son is important for our belief system. Why you will agree to that? If you don't have any faith in those systems, why you want to lie and deceive somebody and want to go for it? Also, it has legal implications. For example, Sahadat. Let's say you says that statement I made. You made it, meaning you are Muslim. You got married and now you are going for honeymoon. You got into car accident, and your dead body comes. You are no more. Your dead body comes to your parents, Hindu parents' home. They are ready to give you final rites, rituals. The Muslim party can go to American neutral court and confiscated this body because you were Muslim at the time you died, and they can bury you in the grave. You may have desire to go with Krishna, but you will end up going with Muhammad now, and you may be kicking in your grave box. So unless you believe in, just don't, unless you have a real faith into it, just don't go for it because of that. Baptism, let's say you have a wedding in your Catholic church, and Catholic church will say, no, you got to sign this prenuptial agreement that children will be raised and baptized. You may say, I'll sign it, hell with it. I mean, I can always raise children however I want it. Who is going to stop me? Church is not going to come and see me every day. But let's say you are married 10 years there, you have 2-3 children, and things happen. Divorce rates are very high in America. Maybe 50%, 80%, who knows. So now you are in child custody battle with both the sides of lawyers are really fighting for it, and who should get the children, and you wasting so much money. The Christian child will come and show you this prenuptial agreement, what you have signed it. That you cannot take these children no more to no Diwali, Garba, taking to mandirs, you cannot. And even you cannot have anything around when that Christian child do come to your home, because you will lose your child custody potentially. So point is, if you don't have a faith, why you want to sign it to them? Further, I also say that it's an interfaith child. So why child should be given label at some 5-day, 8-day? Why not let interfaith child make his or her own decision that I want to be whatever? Best example is President Barack Obama. His father was Muslim, mother was Christian, and they decided to not label him. He was sort of nothing. He was exploring who he is. And when he was in college, he decided on his own that he wants to be Christian. Now think, Barack Obama, he was labeled that he's Muslim, and then he goes, look, I'm Barack Obama, I'm a Muslim, vote for me. Do you think America was ready to vote for a Muslim president? I mean, even with being a Muslim name, he had enough hard time. So point is, your son or daughter, by labeling something which you don't believe it, you may lose the potential growth of your son or daughter in interfaith relationship. So that's why interfaith relationship best option, solution to exclusivity is just no BBS. Because if you accept that BBS, only it proves that you don't have a guts to speak out for truth, and you are willing to submit to somebody's irrational exclusivist ideology. So now I'm giving you 3 examples. You tell me whether it's pluralism or exclusivism, right? Okay. Chelsea Clinton, President Clinton's daughter, is Christian Methodist, and she married to a Jewish guy. Both she's still a Christian, he's still Jewish, and they apparently, as per I know, wonderful life. Exclusivism, pluralism, what do you think? Pluralism, good. Ivanka Trump, married to Jared Kushner, Jewish guy. She was Christian. She converted to Islam. She converted to Judaism. Now, I don't know when she converted what did Donald Trump saw some wizard deal into it. I don't know, maybe he has some strategy to help ask her that, yeah, go ahead, convert. Or whether she thought that she studied 5-10 different religions because she did not like whatever she was, and out of all those religions she find it out that Judaism is the religion for it. I don't know what she was thinking. So pluralism or exclusivism here? Exclusivism, okay? Now that's another third one, Jewish Christian. Same, I'm keeping Jewish Christian, so we are non-biased about it. Joseph converted to marry Rebecca, who was Jewish. He also agreed that the child will be Jewish, and he says, no problem. So he was a Christian, he says, no problem, child will be Jewish. Wonderful. Now what happened? That they had a daughter, and he shows the daughter is given Jewish, every day Jewish, and all of a sudden his hidden Christianity starts coming out. He says, what's going on? It's my daughter, why she cannot have baptism? So what he did, he took this daughter, call a live TV reporter, and take it to the church and get her daughter baptized. So now daughter has two labels, priest as well as baptism. It becomes so much media sensation, so much discussion going on in American media. Can child have two labels? Can child be having two faiths? Is it acceptable? Or, I mean, and also not only that big legal battle also between them, that it's a Jewish, he agreed for having a Jewish only. Why he baptized that daughter? Meaning, this labeling is so much vital for Abrahamic faiths. So what he did, Joseph, he just fake converted. He had no real belief in Judaism. So that's what I'm saying, that don't fake convert. Unless you have a faith into it, stick with whatever you are. Now, concluding, and later I'd like to hear what your thoughts. Some take-home message, what I say, that it is time to end religious exclusivity. If you want to see this world a better place to live for all, especially in interfaith marriage. No BBS is the best solution for equality in interfaith marriage if you are looking for 50-50. And as my book says, share two faiths, meaning take your child to mosque on Friday and Monday to Saturday, and if they are Christians, take church on Sunday. Show them both. And child will be given education on both the sides, and child will decide on the merit of the religion itself rather than the label given from the childhood. Respect each other, truly. Yep, that's your rituals, these are our rituals, we are not, no problem with it. And equality, 50-50. No 49%, not ask for 51%. Now, interfaith child should have an option to decide his or her faith, like I told you the Barack Obama case, and should be able to raise child in two different faiths. So that's my message, and I have summarized all those into my book. I have guided 1,200 youths. Some 81 examples are covered in this book about what kind of different relationship. The best part I'm proud about this book is the last page, where Christians, Jews, Muslims, they really, when they read it, it's a great message. They did not, no one, and not a single person has come and told me that my message is you are religious fanatic or you are promoting one faith over other faiths. So no, I mean, it's equality. And yeah, these are all additional informations if you want to see for it. So thank you for listening out, and like to hear how you would like to change the world for better. Thank you.